Hello there, Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and today I will be doing your June 2021 reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll use the tarot to get some more details. This is a general reading, so if the message is not resonating with you, you may want to check out your moon, rising, or Venus signs to see if there's a message there for you. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, or you're resonating with this message, I really appreciate it if you would like, share, or subscribe to help build my channel and get my message of light and love out to the world. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. These readings have been going so long, so I did pre-shuffle the oracle cards, but I haven't taken a look at them. So we'll go ahead and start with your animal spirit. Okay, so you have the camel. Okay, so Sagittarius, the camel is a very strong, independent spirit. It's an animal that can really provide for itself, especially in harsh conditions, because the camel lives like in the desert. But in, I don't know, I guess they call it the hump, they can hold the cool water that helps them to navigate and survive in the heat of the desert, and they can travel long distances. They don't really need anybody else, and I feel like you may be in this part of your life right now where you feel like you are kind of on your own. This is spirit letting you know that you have the strength to navigate very well through this cycle that you're going through. And because, the camel in this illustration is in the dark, some of you may feel like you're going through a very dark period. So you may be grieving the loss of a loved one, the loss of a relationship, the loss of, a business or a career opportunity, something that was near and dear to your heart. I feel like some of you also may be going through the dark night of the soul. With the moon here, what you need to keep in mind is that you do have spirit guides that are helping you on this journey. And not only that, but you are navigating through this very well. And it's good for you to keep in mind that you have, to me, I'm getting the sense of the magician. The magician has all the tools that they need to manifest the life that they want. You have all the tools, all the strength, all the courage, all the perseverance to navigate through this situation that you're going through right now. And the destination on the other side is going to be beautiful. There's some lessons that you're having to learn as you're navigating through this desert time. But the other side is just lush and green. They're showing me, just like a tropical paradise. And so it's about knowing your strength as you go through this and listening to your spirit guides. With that moon there, I'm really getting a sense that there's divine timing playing out in this. Your guides are trying to help you navigate. So let's see what else you have. Yes, so you have the cross. This is the number 36, which lowers down to a 9. There's some burden, there's some cross that you are having to bear at this time. And for some of you, it could be that this internal pain, this burden that you are dealing with, and for some of you, I think it's a grief. You're grieving the loss of someone or a situation or a relationship, something like that. And it's manifesting, for some of you, it may be manifesting actually in physical conditions in your body. And if it is, I encourage you to, seek medical help with that. But that is our body's way also of allowing us to know that there is some internal pain that we do need to deal with. And this is spirit once again coming in and letting you know you have everything within you to look at this pain and to deal with it. And for some of you, the grief that you're going through, you may also be recognizing, especially if you're going through a dark night of the soul, that this is a cycle that is continuing in your life. Like it's a pattern. And the only way to break the pattern is to look at the pain associated with that pattern and to heal the wounds associated with that. And I think that a lot of you are already, like you're already surrendering to this. You see how she's like standing there and kind of like in the same position as the cross behind her. It's surrendering, to this situation and taking a strong look at the pain and knowing that this is something that you can't really control. The camel doesn't really control anything, right? The camel just wanders through the desert. Think about, there's like no path laid out, right? There's just dunes of sand and they just navigate their way through it, but they're being navigated by their spirit guides, right? Their guides are allowing them to know in what direction to go so they don't get lost in the desert. There's no landmarks, there's no signs, there's no GPS probably, I don't know. But I think you feel some of you may be feeling like, I don't know what direction to go in. But this is Spirit saying, listen to your intuition. We are helping you navigate through this. Just surrender to this journey and get really quiet within and listen to your heart. Listen to your higher being. Listen to your spirit guides, your angels, that they will help you to navigate through this and to finish out, to heal whatever pain you need to heal so that you don't repeat perhaps a pattern that you're seeing come into your life. Okay, so let's take a look at Work Your Light Oracle cards. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. I'm so glad to see this card. This is just what I was saying, right? You're on the right path. I really feel like a lot of you, the sense I get with this card is that you are surrendering to this journey, right? This is you looking, at your true north. Look up your north node. There's a lot of information on it on the YouTube or, just do some research on your north node, looking at your north node, understanding that you are on the right path. You're doing what you need to do. You're listening to your guides. You're listening to your intuition. You're surrendering to this journey. And knowing, look, like she's already kind of gone through this valley or something. And I feel like some of you feel like, am I ever going to get through this? You may be feeling like you're climbing one sand dune after another. But look at, to me, there's a message coming through here that you are at the top of the mountain. Like, you're doing what it is that you need to be doing. And you may be really close to the end of this. Like, just to hold on, to know that you are in the right direction. There's no higher mountain. Like, she's almost to the very top of that mountain. You see, she's almost to the summit. And, this all in here is so dark, right? And there's a lot of blue, which is emotions. And look at, she's standing on the orange. She's about to step into the bright light. And I think that that's the message that's coming through here for some of you that really do feel like you're going through a dark night of the soul or just a really trying time in your life, is that, by surrendering, by giving up control of the situation and just looking at things from different perspectives, that's part of it. When we're going through a journey and we're going up one sand dune or one mountain after another, the reason is that it helps us to see things from a different perspective. When you're on top of a mountain, you can look around and you can see things in a different perspective. And then maybe you go back down into a valley and you feel like, oh, here, I have to climb another mountain. But the reason we have to climb those mountains is so that you can see things in a different perspective. Wow, this is a very, very spiritual path type of reading. So let's see what the Wisdom Oracle has. Exchanging gifts. knowing that by surrendering to this journey, you are going to receive some really special gifts from the universe. So, if you're going through a trying financial time, right? By surrendering to this journey, the job of your dreams may come in, right? You may have, lost a relationship or a loved one that you really, was dear to your heart. But not to worry, because by going through this journey and working on these lessons, surrendering to whatever it is that is coming on your path here, you're also going to do this intense healing that helps to raise your vibration and bring in some really incredible gifts. Okay, now I wasn't planning on doing this, but they're also asking me to pull a sacred Traveler's Journey card. So let's see what we have here. And I do feel like, this is a spiritual path. Let's see what we have. Unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. Okay, once again, I think for some of you, I get that Eight of Swords type of feeling, like you're just doubting yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Am I surrendering in the right way? Whatever you're doing, this is a message from Spirit. This is a message from your angels letting you know you're in the right spot. You're doing the right thing. Not to worry, right? You are exactly where you need to be. And I love the fact that it's called unknown territory. For some of you, you are perhaps for the very first time looking at some, old childhood wounds or some pains or some patterns in your life. It's very unknown to you. This may be the first time that you've really delved really deep into something, but they're also pointing out this owl here, which stands for wisdom, right? You're gaining so much wisdom about yourself and about like the universe in general, like you're ascending to a new level because of this journey that you're going through. Wow, very powerful message. Okay, so let's go to the tarot and get some more details about this situation and this journey, this cycle that you're going through. Okay, so in the center of your spread, you have the Six of Cups. Okay, so once again, I was getting that sense that there's a relationship here, and it could be, that you ended a long-term relationship. Six of Cups can also mean family or really close friends. This is something, nostalgic, something that's really dear to your heart. For some of you, it could be also moving from that sense of being a child into an adult. And it doesn't mean, you're like 10 or 12 and turning 13 or something. But moving from like one chapter of your life to a new chapter of your life. So for instance, maybe you ended a long-term relationship or marriage, and you're moving from, the being coupled type of energy into being single, and just kind of like looking back at that past life with, nostalgia, like the things that you miss about that. It could be the person, but sometimes it's about missing part of that life. And if this has been a big career change or something, it could be looking back at that past life that you had and with fondness, just kind of like missing it. Is the, just kind of missing it. Okay, so what is crossing you? Yeah, Five of Pentacles. So you're kind of like feeling perhaps alone right now. The camel has this like alone energy to it. Kind of feeling alone, maybe perhaps abandoned. I do get a sense that some of you may have lost a loved one, someone that passed, and you're just feeling really kind of left behind, that type of energy. But once again, keep in mind, that you have everything you need in order to, transcend during this time of grief. I feel like a lot of you are truly grieving someone or some situation or some relationship. So let's see what is rising up in you. What's rising up in you? A new, a new start, right? I think you're very much at the end of this cycle. I think a lot of you are tired. This has been a long journey, and you're kind of feeling like, I don't know. Do I have the energy to finish this out? And you do, okay? You definitely do. And what's coming very soon is a new start. So it could be, just a new start, a fresh, like, opening up to the new possibilities that can come your way. And because of the Fool, the Fool is kind of like, I'm just going to go out there. And, with the unknown territory, this is kind of like some Fool energy too. Just realizing I'm going on a new path. Like, what is in the past is in the past. And now it's time for me to really start this new chapter. And even if I have to go it alone for a while, right? I have everything I need to do it. I'm going to go ahead and just surrender to this journey. Okay, so let's see what's leaving you. Okay, we had 2 cards that popped out. 8 of Cups and 7 of Wands. So this is what's below you. You've had to really work to get yourself, whatever the situation was in the past, it kind of pulled the rug out from underneath you. That's, to me, this card is, you got the rug back in place and you're ready to move on, right? The 8 of Cups is moving on. It's a sense of, you may have come back to a part of your life where everything is okay, but now you're really looking to go after your 9 of Cups or your 10 of Cups. You're walking away, and it's not like, I don't see, we don't have any swords here. There's no swords here. So to me, it's kind of like, it wasn't because you had a big argument with someone. Interesting. No? Okay, well, here's 5 of Swords. This is in the past. This is the energy of somebody wanting to win no matter what, right? It's kind of a regretful kind of energy. And I don't think that this is you. I think this is somebody that you're dealing with, right? And so this situation, I think it's interesting. I think you have a lot of love for this person or situation. And this person had a lot of anguish in their head. For some of you, if you've been on this journey for a long time, you may have gone through moments of despair, right? Of regretting the end of this, having to really look at the lessons, and we'll definitely get that. We're going to clarify all of these, so we'll definitely clarify that. Okay, so let's see what's in the near future. Oh, lovely, Empress. So for those of you that are just feeling like you've been alone in the desert for a while, this is Spirit just letting you know that pretty soon you are going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. This is what they said. And here it's like there's a light right here, and all these trees in the forest are kind of like forming a tunnel, right? And there's a bright, bright light. And, like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You may have days where you're not stuck in your head, that, you're like, okay, I'm going to start my life again. I'm going to get back on track. I'm going to get back on the horse, that type of energy. And the Empress is a feeling of really nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, getting yourself financially stable, mentally, physically stable, really nice energy. Okay, so what is your energy? The 9 of Swords. Just a lot of anxiety about this. And I think a lot of the anxiety is really coming from, like, how much longer am I going to be stuck in this energy? Okay, what is your environment? Your environment is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, once again, I think some of you are like at the finish line, right? There's probably something that you just need to let go of. You know, you need that. I feel like you have a tower moment, and not in a bad way, but like an epiphany, like, oh, now I get it, right? Like you're going to have this moment where it's like, okay, I finally get it. I finally understand the lesson I needed to learn. I understand why all this, you know, had to happen, you know. I finally get it. Okay, your hopes and dreams, 10 of Pentacles. You want something that goes the distance, right? You want, this is, you know, something that's lifelong. You're trying to build a new stable life that will, you know, go the distance. Oh, nice. And the outcome is the Ace of Cups. Okay, to me, the Ace of Cups also represents you loving yourself, because there's one cup, right? It could be a new offer of love to you, but I think for a lot of you, this is also you just stepping into that energy of truly loving yourself and truly understanding this journey that you've been on. And I'm being drawn to this card again, right? That, you know, she's standing kind of at the summit by herself. And, you know, she has her back to us, but it looks like she's holding something in her hand, you know, like kind of like a bride holds a bouquet or something like that. And I think this is you holding an Ace of Cups for yourself, like loving yourself. Really nice energy, because once you really and truly love yourself, you're able to manifest everything else that you want in your life. And they asked me to look at the bottom. Yeah, you have the Queen of Swords, Page of Swords, Hanged Man, Queen of Pentacles. Really nice energy. So you're getting clarity about what it is that you want in your life. The Page of Swords can sometimes mean that somebody from the past is keeping tabs on you, or getting some information about somebody from the past. The Hanged Man is you've been waiting, but through this waiting, you are also getting some real wisdom, some spiritual, you know, enlightenment. You're understanding the journey a lot more. And Queen of Pentacles, this is nice energy about you, you know, stepping into this Empress energy, building the life that you want for yourself, and kind of, I'm really getting the sense of not relying on somebody else. And it doesn't mean that you won't have other people in your life, or another, you know, romantic partner or something like that. It just means that it's no longer going to be like you feel like someone else needs to be in your life in order for your life to be complete. If you look at the Empress, she's there by herself, but she's creating. Okay, she's mothering, she's birthing the life that she wants for herself. And, you know, allowing other people to come into her life, but only the people that will help her to birth this, you know, new life that she wants. Both of these are kind of like new energies, right? Birthing something new. The Fool is a new journey. It's a lovely, lovely energy. And Sagittarius, I do think some of you have really been on, you know, this path for a while, and it hasn't been easy. And this is clearly a message from your guides telling you just you're close to the end. You're close to the end. I remember when I went through kind of a trying time in my life, and I was just like, is this ever going to be over? And then it was almost like I woke up one day and it was like, oh, I get it. And I was like, where did that come from, right? But it's just, it's giving that final surrender. Just, you know, saying to the universe, I totally believe you will bring me what I need. I totally believe. So really nice energy. Okay, let's take a look at this Six of Cups and see what we have here. Ten of Wands. Yeah, whatever was going on in the past was a burden to you. And you're part of this full energy is you being willing to release it and saying, you know what, I'm willing to go by myself. And once again, you know, let's look at the Five of Swords. I think for some of you, there wasn't like a huge fight. It was just kind of like I'm done. Like this sense of I'm done, you know, whether that was you or the other person, but just kind of realizing you were done. Yeah, so with the Five of Swords, there was some conflict, and I really don't think this is your energy. I think this is the energy of somebody in the past. This is kind of like mental conflict. Like, I think that maybe the person that you were dealing with was going through something, right? And, you know, the wounded warrior is kind of that sense of, you know, you're just like trying to help them, okay, whatever the situation was. So maybe they lost their job, or, you know, they were, you know, having other kind of like issues in their life, and you were trying to help them, but your boundaries may not have been as strong as they could have been. So you were taking on more of this energy than you needed to. And this is part of your transformation, is building healthy boundaries so that you don't give too much away. I think it's interesting because they're just pointing out, like the camel, I don't think so, but I don't think the camel can share the water that is in their hump. I think they can only use it. I may be wrong. But I think it's really kind of interesting. It's kind of like you have learned through this journey to take care of yourself. You may have been over exchanging gifts with people in the past, over exchanging your energy, your love, your resources, your time, right? You may have been over giving in the past, and now you're, you know, exchanging gifts is a very balanced energy. And I have a feeling that this relationship or situation, you know, it could be a job that was just sucking the life out of you, right? And you had a hard time saying no. I had one of those jobs once, right? And it's like you just have a hard time saying no. And then finally, one day you're like, I just can't take it anymore, right? And you just quit, you know, and you just walked away. Or maybe it was a relationship with a family member or a loved one or a romantic partner, and you were just like, I just can't take this anymore, you know. I've got to transform my life. I've got to go, you know, figure this out. So I do think that whatever this relationship, person, situation in the past, it was a burden. Okay, so now let's take a look at this Seven of Wands and Eight of Cups. What do we have here? We have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, you really are getting on top of this situation. Like you're really understanding how much of a burden this situation was for you. And you're on top of it. You're like not allowing it to overtake your life. Okay, so let's look at the Fool card. What do we have there? Emperor. Okay, so this could, I'm getting it two different vibes here. This could be you wanting a new path away from someone that was really overbearing in your life. Or it could be that, you know, you want to take a new step into your life and step into your own power, right? As an emperor. And it is kind of interesting. We have the Emperor and the Empress on the board. So I think for some of you, this could be you taking a step into your new life, putting behind something that happened in the past and meeting the Emperor of your Empress energy, right? So, and gender doesn't matter, but it's just kind of like, you know, finding your counterpart by going through this situation that you've gone through, releasing something. You're having to release something. And once again, I think for some of you, it's releasing that need to overgive in situations, whether it's a job or a relationship, to, you know, to get through that situation where you can stand in your own power and say, you know what, I love myself enough to say, I'm sorry. I can't. You don't even have to say you're sorry, right? Let me take that back. It's just like, I love myself enough that I'm going to say no to whatever it is. No, I can't do that for you. I'm going to go for a hike. You know, whatever it is that you need to do. Okay, let's look at the Empress energy. Four of Swords, the Seven of Wands is there. Okay, Four of Swords, healing. This stepping into your Empress energy is going to help you to bring in this true healing. Looking out for yourself. I'm really getting that message, Sagittarius. Okay, now the Nine of Swords. Oh, look at this. So for some of you, you are anxious, have sleepless nights. You're extremely worried that this Ace of Cups is never going to come in. But we know that it is. And once again, this Ace of Cups could represent you just loving yourself. Like, will you ever get to the point where you are willing to put yourself first in your life, right? Like, you have to get to that point. For some of you, you're kind of wondering, will true love ever come? Okay. Yes, it will. It's on the way. For others of you, I do feel with the Six of Cups energy here, that is kind of an indication that there could be somebody you're reuniting with in the past. And if that's the case, I think this Five of Swords is someone that was, going through something, maybe their own spiritual awakening or a difficult time. This is mental anguish. Type of energy, and they may have transformed that. They may have, transformed something that was bothering them in the past so that they could come back as an emperor. Okay, so that is going to read differently for many of you. Okay, they're asking me to pull one of these oracle cards to kind of help clarify this Ace of Cups. Let's see what we have here. Bearing fruit. Yeah, I think that, you're concerned that whatever this journey is, whatever you've been going through is not going to bring in the Ace of Cups, the new start in love for yourself, love for someone else, love for a project. But yes, it is. It's bearing fruit. And for some of you, they're also giving me the sense that, some of you are looking to have a child, okay? And you're kind of wondering, will I ever be able to, have a child? You may have been trying for a while, or, whatever that situation may be. You've been maybe wanting to start a family in some way. And this is your guide saying yes, because you have the Empress, which can mean, mother, being a mother, bearing fruit, bearing a child. So that's kind of that energy. For others of you that are wanting to start a new, project or business, whatever, you're going to bear the fruit, right? Whatever this is, this Ace of Cups represents for you, and that's going to be different for everybody. It's on its way. Your guides want you to know that you have learned, and they're pointing out this owl again, you've learned the lessons that you needed to learn. And I think for a lot of you, to stop patterns from the past, right? You've looked at that and you've transformed that kind of energy. Okay, so let's look at this Wheel of Fortune. Once again, stepping into a new chapter of your life. The Hierophant. Okay. For some of you, this is definitely a soul romantic connection, whatever that means for you, because there's an Emperor and Empress, that's a power couple. The Hierophant represents wedding, and it doesn't, whatever, but that long-term commitment. We have the Ten of Pentacles here, which is the long-term commitment. So for some of you, this is, okay. And they just pointed out exchanging gifts, like exchanging rings, right? So really interesting energy. Okay, let's look at this Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. Four of Wands. You want a stable life. You want a happy celebratory life. This is also another card of the wedding, the wedding card. And you want something that's long-term, right? So you are looking for a long-term commitment here. That part is really coming out. And I think for a lot of you, this Five of Swords could be someone in your past that was kind of like, well, I don't know if I want to be in a long-term commitment. You may have been giving too much to this relationship, trying to, somehow convince this person that being in a long-term commitment would be good. But you're putting down, both of you have decided to put down those burdens. And, if this is a reconciliation, we're going to exchange gifts, equally. So whatever that means for you, we're each going to contribute, proportionally or whatever to the finances or the, housework or whatever it is that's in your situation that was a burden in the past. So really nice, really nice. Okay, Ace of Cups. Let's see what we have here. Seven of Pentacles. This has taken a while. You had to plant the seeds. You had to go on this journey by yourself. I think a lot of you have been separated from someone in the past. And once again, if this is someone that, that has passed, I think you have mourned for a while. You have been on this journey for a while by yourself. But you've planted the seeds. And now, okay, they're bringing back this. You're going to bear the fruit of those seeds. You did the work. Whatever work it was that you needed to do on this journey, you have. And the universe is helping to bring in this Ace of Cups, whether this is a cup of love for yourself, a cup of love from a romantic partner, a new job offer, whatever this is, this Ace of Cups is coming your way because you have done the work. The universe is bringing it in. Really nice energy. Okay, they're asking me to pull some romance angel cards because this does tend to look a little bit like a romantic situation, whether it's a new love. For some of you, I think it will be a new love. And for others, it could be a reconciliation. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And that is that Ace of Cups. I was saying that earlier, is that you have to love yourself first before you can attract the person that you really want to be exchanging gifts or exchanging rings with, right? And for a lot of you, this is new territory. You really have been a very giving person, and now you're recognizing the fact that you need to love yourself first. Really nice. The message has just been kind of, repeating over and over again in this. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. I have a feeling that this is the person from the past. And, we do have the Death card here, the transformation card. This person could have, changed. But I think that that's the other thing, is that when this person comes back around, if they do, I think you're going to really love yourself first. And, listen to your intuition and not listen to, part of it could be you could have been listening to family or friends or society about how to deal with this situation. And I think you're surrendering to the fact that, I'm going to put myself first. Is that person really the best for me and my life? Or, I'm going to wait it out for somebody new. Unrequited love. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, this person in the past just didn't have this same, they just wanted something different. And it's not because you weren't not enough, Sagittarius, because you definitely are. And, they may have been deceiving you, saying that, for some of you, I think that they were saying, yes, you may have been living together, that, you may have even been engaged, right? Or something like that. But then the wedding date was never set, or you never got the ring, that type of energy. It's kind of like just, well, everything's going well. Why are we going to change it? And I think, you put up with that for a very, very long time. And now you're just done with it, right? You're kind of like, hey, I am the Empress. You want to be my emperor or not? Right? Because I want an emperor. You don't want, we had the Page of Swords pop up here at some time, at some point. I think we did. And, you don't want a page. You want the emperor. There's not even a king on the board, right? You're like, you, Sagittarius, are an empress. And you are like, you know what? I am holding out for the emperor. I'm not putting up with this stuff anymore. Good for you. Good for you. Okay, let's pull a creativity oracle card. See if we can get some more advice for you here. Oh, we got two. So we have, we'll start with this one. It's the peacock. It says growth. Feel open, willing, and proud of your desire to explore new opportunities for self-development. Oh my gosh, that is just like so perfect for this reading, right? Because you're the Fool card and you have this unknown territory, right? Like you're willing to say, you know what I had in the past, it just wasn't really working for me. And this Five of Swords for some of you could be your own internal like conflict with like, I don't think I'm on the right path. I got to get off this path. I've got to go find something new. And surrendering to the fact that everybody in your life may not have, thought that was the best decision for you. But you were like, no, this is my soul calling me to do something new. Okay, and your other one is communication. The clarity, interactivity, and timing of communications is critical. Yeah, there's definitely some divine timing here. So follow your intuition. Know that things happen at the right time. Don't rush things, There's no rushing here. We had no chariot or anything. I think you're surrendering to the journey. You're allowing. You're just allowing. The Empress allows. She sits back and waits, right? Doesn't mean that you're not, keeping your self-care going, working on your career and stuff, but she doesn't rush out. She knows that she is so amazing that she's going to attract. She has such a high vibration. She's going to attract what needs to be in her life. All right, let's get a love oracle card. And once again, Sagittarius, if you've enjoyed this reading, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, share, or subscribe. All right, this is a great card for you. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. I honestly think that for some of you, this is you stepping into that true love for yourself. And with that will also help to attract your emperor. Whether this is the person from the past that has truly transformed or if it's someone new on your path. This is you really loving yourself at such a deep level that you attract the person you're really meant to be with. Okay, and now let's get an angel message to finish out your reading. Invitation. We, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us at any time. Share with us your fears and concerns as well as your joys and pleasures. There is no need to be formal, for we have known you since before the dawn of time. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just as you are. And I think for some of you, this has been a journey to learn more about yourself, to learn how to love yourself for the amazing person that you are, right? Surrendering to this journey. And I do want to remind you, I think you're very close to the very end. You're seeing the light at the tunnel. You're at the top of the mountain. You're going to have new perspectives about everything and even about how this situation in the past has helped you to transform into the person you will be in this new chapter in your life. Well, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you lots of love and light in this situation and all your situations. Bye for now.